Humans invented agriculture 12,000 years ago, and I think we all agree that without agriculture, nothing would work. We domesticated wheat, built farms, started civilizations. It is one of our greatest achievements. It changed everything about how we live, except we were not first. Not even close. Termites invented agriculture 30 million years ago. While our ancestors were still figuring out how to walk upright, termites were already farming underground in the dark. They cultivated fungus with techniques so advanced that we are still studying them today. This is how termites invented agriculture millions of years before humans existed. Let me show you how it happened. Let's start with a big problem. Termites eat wood. It is everywhere in forests, so there is no shortage of food. But here is the issue. Wood is terrible nutrition. It is mostly cellulose, a complex carbohydrate that is incredibly hard to break down. Most animals cannot digest it at all. Termites can, but only because they have symbiotic bacteria in their guts. Microorganisms break cellulose into simpler sugars the termites can absorb. It works, but it is inefficient. A termite spends most of its life chewing wood, barely getting enough energy to survive. It is a grind. For millions of years, that is how termites lived, eating constantly, barely thriving, until some termites discovered something better. We are going back 30 to 50 million years. We are in Africa. The continent is covered in forests. In those forests, there are termites, lots of them. Most species eat wood directly, but one group, what we now call macrotermitinae, start doing something different. They collect plant material, not just to eat it, but to store it. They bring it into underground chambers and pile it up. Then something happens. Fungus starts growing on the piles. This is not planned. It is an accident. Fungal spores are everywhere. They land on the plant material, find the warm, humid conditions perfect for growth, and they start spreading. The termites notice, and they eat the fungus. Here is the key moment. They realize the fungus is better food than wood. Why? Because the fungus has already done the hard work. It has broken down the cellulose. It has pre-digested the material. The termites can absorb the nutrients more easily. It is more efficient, more energy for less effort. In evolutionary terms, efficiency is everything. Termites that eat fungus grow faster, produce more offspring, and build bigger colonies. Natural selection favors them. Over time, the accidental discovery becomes deliberate. The termites stop letting fungus grow randomly, and they start managing and cultivating it. So what does termite agriculture look like? It's not fields and plowing like we know it. It's underground fungus gardens, chambered systems inside termite mounds. Workers collect plant material, leaves, grass, and wood, and bring it back to the nest. But they don't just pile it up anymore. They chew it, break it into small pieces, and mix it with their saliva and feces. This creates a substrate, the perfect growing medium for the fungus. Then they plant it, spreading fungal spores across the substrate. The fungus grows rapidly. Within days, the substrate is covered in white fungal threads. The termites tend it constantly. They regulate the temperature, keeping it around 30 degrees Celsius. Too hot, the fungus dies. Too cold, it stops growing. They control humidity. The mound's ventilation system, chimneys and tunnels, manages airflow and keeps conditions stable. And they weed. Other fungi try to invade, but the termites remove them, physically pulling them out or consuming them before they spread. It is active cultivation, and it works perfectly. But it gets more sophisticated. The fungus the termites cultivate is not random. It is specific, a genus called Termitomyces. And over millions of years, this fungus and these termites have co-evolved. The fungus cannot survive without the termites. It does not produce spores that spread naturally anymore. The termites have to cultivate it, spread it, and maintain it. And the termites cannot survive without the fungus. Their colonies depend on it for food. It is mutual dependency, symbiosis. It is so tightly linked that when you find one, you always find the other. The termites are farming a species that exists only because they farm it. That is not just agriculture, that is domestication. And the termites do not just grow the fungus, they harvest it. The fungus produces structures called nodules, small, nutrient-rich growths. The termites eat these. They are the primary food source. Workers harvest them constantly, bring them to other castes, and feed the soldiers, the reproductives, and the larvae. The entire colony runs on fungus. When the fungus produces fruiting bodies, mushrooms emerge above ground. You have probably seen them, large mushrooms near termite mounds. Those are Termitomyces. The colony does not eat those. They let them release spores, which get carried back into the nest, replanting the next generation of fungus. It is a cycle of cultivation, harvest, and replanting for 30 million years. Now here's where it gets even more insane. Farming isn't just about growing food, it's about protecting it. Human farmers deal with pests and diseases, and so do termites. Competing fungi constantly try to invade their gardens. If the wrong species takes over, it can destroy the crop, kill the Termitomyces, and starve the colony. So the termites evolved a solution: antibiotics. They did not invent antibiotics recently. They have been using them for 50 million years. Here's how it works. Certain symbiotic bacteria live on the termites' bodies, and these bacteria produce antimicrobial compounds, chemicals that kill competing fungi. The termites walk through their gardens, and the bacteria on their bodies release these compounds. Any invading fungi are destroyed. The Termitomyces, which has evolved resistance to these specific antibiotics, is unharmed. It is chemical warfare, and it works so well that the termites maintain monoculture farms, one species of fungus, no contamination, no competition. Humans discovered penicillin in 1928. Termites were using antibiotics long before humans for the same purpose. They were the first pharmacists. Let's put this in perspective. Humans invented agriculture around 12,000 years ago in the Fertile Crescent. We domesticated wheat, barley, and lentils. It changed human history, enabled civilization, population growth, and technological advancement. It is one of our defining achievements. But termites did it 30 million years ago. They domesticated Termitomyces, built cultivation systems, regulated environmental conditions, used antibiotics to protect crops, and developed harvesting and replanting techniques. Their system works better than many human farms. Termite colonies can reach millions of individuals, all fed by underground fungus gardens. No pesticides are needed beyond their natural antibiotics. No irrigation systems are required beyond humidity regulation. No crop rotation. Just continuous, sustainable cultivation for millions of years. They perfected it 29,988,000 years before that. That is absolutely astonishing. And they are still doing it. Across Africa and parts of Asia, hundreds of species of fungus-farming termites cultivate Termitomyces in mounds that can be 8 meters tall. Some of those mounds are thousands of years old. The fungus gardens inside are older than human civilizations. The techniques have not changed because they do not need to change. Evolution optimized this system over 30 million years. It works perfectly. Termites invented agriculture, and they never stopped farming. But here's the dark side, the cost of this perfection. While the system thrives, the individuals do not. Workers spend their entire lives in darkness. They collect plant material and chew it into substrate. They tend the fungus and harvest it. They feed others. They never see sunlight. They never reproduce. Their bodies are weak, optimized for one purpose, serving the farm. They are not individuals. They are components, parts of a farming machine. If they get sick, if they become less efficient, the colony removes them. They are killed, or they are cannibalized. Because the farm matters more than the worker. The fungus matters more than the termite. They are farmers who can never leave the farm, who are born into service and die in service, who never question it because they cannot. Their entire existence is the garden. Humans invented agriculture, and it gave us freedom. Time to think, to create, and to build. Termites invented agriculture, and it locked them into a system where individuals are expendable, where the colony is everything, and the termite is nothing. We think agriculture liberated us. For them, it became a prison. They invented farming 30 million years before us, and they have been trapped in it ever since. That is the cost of perfection. That is what it means to be part of a system that works too well to escape. And if you think the fungus gardens are dark, wait until you see the hierarchy that runs them. If you want to see just how insane the termite hierarchy really is, check out the last video. The farm is just the beginning. The real horror is what evolution did to the termites running it.